Turns out that Ben Carson is getting advice about his future proposal on energy policy from an oil and coal guy. So he's getting some advice from Boone Pickens, who is a tremendously wealthy individual within the energy business. And according to the reports, Carson impressed the GOP mega donor when they met in September of 2014 in Pickens' Dallas offices, according to a spokesperson for the wealthy Texan. Now, it's already pretty clear that he's going to donate some money to Ben Carson. However, you should know that money has already been donated to Jeb Bush and Carly Fiorina. The energy investor has a fan in Carson and will have an influence on the energy policies the candidate eventually unveils. Let's stop there for a second. First of all, it's hideous that he's talking to someone who has a vested interest in these energy policies to get advice. But it's equally hideous, if not more hideous, that this guy is running for president and he has no idea what his energy policy would be.
No, because he doesn't know what his energy policy is because he hasn't gotten his orders yet. Okay, so let's break this down a little further. Carson's campaign clarified, quote, that it's still formulating its energy plan and speaking to different energy experts. Now, is he going to talk to scientists that are energy experts?
Hell no.
No. By energy experts, he means billionaires who have a vested interest in the energy industry who are looking forward to bribing him. Now, Boone Pickens has already bribed Jeb Bush, and to cover his bases, Carly Fiorina. Now that Carson is surging, and he's in, that was a funny Freudian slip, surging, okay, and he's in second place in all the polls, Boone Pickens thinks, well, I should protect my investment, right? I bribed other leaders. I'm going to bribe Carson now. And this idiot will say in public, I don't have an energy policy. I'm going to go talk to this billionaire. And then if he gives me money, I will take his energy policy. Isn't this unbelievable? This is what we've devolved to in our so-called democracy.
Yep.
What we have is legalized, rampant bribery that people brag about in open public. You know what Boone Pickens' plan is for energy? He has a plan, unlike Ben Carson. It's to become independent from OPEC. How are we going to become independent? Well, it turns out we should invest in the energy companies like fracking, coal, oil, that Boone Pickens makes all his money from here in the U.S.
What a coinky-dink.
Wow, what a wonderful energy plan. I mean, that is a nice break for Boone Pickens, that his brilliant energy plan happens to make him millions upon millions of dollars.
And this is exactly why, in the debates, the issue of climate change either doesn't come up at all or it's just briefly mentioned, right? Because climate change is a very inconvenient thing for politicians to talk about. Doesn't matter who you are as a politician, they've all been bought off by this. They rarely mention it, right? With the exception of Bernie Sanders, of course, right? I mean, you have these people, like the fact that Boone Pickens has already funded 2 politicians on the Republican side shows you that he doesn't care. He doesn't care who gets elected. It's all the same. They're all the same.
No, I can tell you, because look, I run a business here, and I went to business school, and I know how businessmen think. He's protecting his investment, okay? So, and he knows that he's going to get a return on that investment. So he thinks if I invest in the Republican candidates, they will all do as I tell them to do, because that's the system. Otherwise, I won't bribe them again next time they're running, right? So then they're going to turn around and put the American people, taxpayers' money into my companies. So for the couple of million I put in, I'm going to get hundreds of millions of dollars back. But now if I put my investments in Bush and Fiorina and they don't win and Carson wins, oh, that wasn't a smart play. Because $1 million in each, for example, if you were to do $1 million in each, and he gave $1 million in 2012, by the way, to Republican super PACs, and he's already given $100,000 to Bush in this case. Now he says, look, if I give $1 million to each and one of them wins, it doesn't matter. I'm going to get hundreds of millions back in my energy policy, let alone the tax cuts they're going to give me. This is a wonderful investment, so I just de-risk it a little bit by giving them more candidates. So Pickens' spokesman said, just to add insult to injury, quote, Boone has an open door on pretty much every presidential candidate when it comes to a willingness to educate them on key energy issues. So this is what we've become, where billionaires have an open door policy to presidential candidates, and they will come in and say, I will write you a check. Okay, here's a $100,000 check. Now, here's your education on energy policies. You call this a democracy? No. We got to overturn their apple cart. God damn it, we got to go to a convention. We got to do a convention and get an amendment. Washington is never going to give you that amendment. They're never going to give you any law, okay? So any progressive, so-called progressive, or establishment figure who tells you don't do a convention, it might lead to real change. Oh, it would be unexpected change. Oh, no, the change. They're not for you. They're against you. They want to protect the system. A lot of them don't even know it. But their reflex is, no, the system is lovely, the system is lovely. I make good money, I make good money. Everybody I know in the cocktail circuit is perfectly happy. We all make good money. And don't change it too much. Ooh, no, let's pretend to make change, but let's not make real change. No, God damn it, let's go to a convention and let's get that amendment to get money out of politics. Because now they're laughing in our face. They're spitting in our face like Trump supporters did to protesters. Like, we're bribing them. What are you going to do about it? It's a spokesperson. He's saying it to the press. He just spit in your face. So yeah, of course I'm going to bribe Carson like I bribed Bush and Fiorina and whoever else comes along. I'm going to bribe them too. And they're going to do exactly what I tell them to do. And they're going to take your taxpayer money and they're going to put it in my pocket. What are you going to do about it? Here's what we're going to do about it. Wolfpack. We're going to tear your fucking house down. Wolf-pack.com. Come and tear it down with us. Wolf-pack.com. Tear it down. Tear down this system. This isn't democracy. You know what you replace it with? Free and fair elections. You replace it with what we had before they corrupted it with their money. Democracy. Wolf-pack.com.